What is going on, everybody? This is Gaza back here with another video. It's been a long time since I've actually spoken a video, but today's video, you've probably already seen the news. What has happened earlier today, and that is basically Motherwell put an announcement out on their Twitter that Stephen Robinson, the manager, has resigned. So obviously we're going to talk about this, and I feel I have to basically clarify some stuff up on this subject. Obviously I'm a fan of the club, and I think I seen it coming from a footballing perspective of results and performances, because they just simply haven't been good over the calendar year of 2020. And the players they signed over the summer, some of them have just not been performing and things. I'm not here to criticise players in this video specifically, but the tactics I felt just didn't work for the system. And I will say the last few weeks I started to call for his head, because I was frustrated, really frustrated with the full sort of performance levels were being terrible, and just it was a hard one to explain. Don't get me wrong, I feel sorry for Robbo. I feel he was the man to sort of continue the job up until a point. I think after we lost the game to St Mirren, I just felt, a few weeks back, I just felt, no, this is just not happening now. And obviously, we are in the most important time. I feel we could be in big trouble. We are definitely on a relegation fight, and I just feel it's difficult to even go on from here. Where do we go? Like, where do we actually go? Obviously, Keith Lasley will be the interim manager for so many games, but if I think they're wanting to get another manager in, hopefully it's someone with experience. The manager I'm looking at is definitely Gary Holt. I feel he's done a great job at Livingston with the finances and obviously results and performances against all the clubs, even though Firm. But I think in this moment in time, we need to get back to winning ways. Like, there's no doubt about it. We need to basically, players at the club need to get their arses booted, basically, just to start performing again. They need to really perform now. Because if we don't start now, it might be too late, and we are in deep trouble. I feel we are in deep trouble, especially if we lose to Hamilton on Saturday. We are going to struggle the rest of the season. Like, we've just not been able to find any sort of form, and I'm just hoping that we can kick on now. But away from that, I want to just mention a few things about obviously Stephen Robinson's time as manager at the club. Obviously made a £6 million profit over the calendar year. We managed to become a debt-free club again. We qualified for Europe, finishing third, and I feel that even if the season continued last season, if the pandemic didn't happen, then I pretty much doubt we would have even finished third, because I think Aberdeen and Hibs were sort of starting to catch up, even Livingston at the time. But we were sort of we were playing poor, and it's just continued to carry over, and it's just been on far too long. The damage was already really done. I think performance levels have just not been good enough. For my liking anyway, I've watched many games and felt, I was hoping that we could continue to just push on, do well. And we had the odd game where we've looked alright and still not had anything in it, like Dundee United there. Hibs at the start of the season away, we played, that was probably our best performance this season. We got a goal ruled out, which probably should have stood, but I'm not 100% sure. That's not for me to decide. But it was just, I do feel sorry for Robinson, but at the same time, I just felt, yeah, it's time for change. We need to get someone else in. Gary Holt would be my first choice. I know Tommy Wright is the bookies' favourite at the moment, but I would rather have Gary Holt. But again, it's up to the football club who they want to go for, unless keep Keith Lasley. I mean, Keith Lasley is probably a good coach. Like, I know he's been good as an assistant manager, but we would really be judging on. The worst thing would be appointing a club legend like Keith Lasley, who's captained the club who captained the club, yes, for many years, being assistant, and then if this was the season he basically took over and we fell into the drop and got relegated, it would be a shame. I don't want to see. I'd rather see someone else taking over. And if we were to get relegated, it might be. I'm not want to be bad then about relegation. I think it might be a good thing for the club to go down to the Championship, try and rebuild a squad, get rid of Deadwood and things, maybe players that they need to get rid of that have just not performed. Rebuild, Craig's trying to speak. Use the youth academy and try and rebuild it. If it doesn't take us the first year to get it might take us a couple of years, but unless we can rebuild, because we've got money there that we can basically bring in some players and then try and get ourselves back up into the Premiership if that was the case. But I'm really, honestly, at this present moment, I'm like, where do we go from here? Like, I don't know where to start. Like, honestly, are we in trouble? Yes and no, don't know. Yeah, I think we are in sort of trouble at the moment. So that's really all I want to talk about, because I don't want to come on here and try and criticise players at the moment. There's just, as I say, I've given the opinion, yeah, there have been some underperformers in that team, but I just hope we can now kick on. Hopefully Saturday we can get 3 points, a win against Hamilton, away from home, a tough game in the derby, and I hope I'm feeling happy after Saturday. So I'll see you with another video at some point. I don't even know when it'll be, but 10-year time or something. I don't know. So remember to comment, like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.